Peter Bergman is here, Jack Abbott of The Young and the Restless. So we were talking about 13K episodes. How many have you been on?
I wonder how many thousands. So my first episode was 4,239. So you do the math. We're at 13,000. So yeah, and I haven't been in every single one of them, but I've been around for.
If I go to your IMDb, I don't think the IMDb's ever been updated properly.
Count it. No, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Episode 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So the facts you gave were pretty astounding when you think
so
about it.
here is the statistic all over again. If you put all of the Y&Rs on a loop together, you could sit down for a year, 4 months, and 19 days and never watch anything but Y&R 24/7 for
like the ultimate binge watch and just sit there and never leave the house.
And never leave the house. A year, 4 months, and 19 days. Is that crazy, Michael?
It's insane. What do you remember? We've talked about this before, but you find out you're Jack Abbott, right? What was the initial reaction to learning I'm going to play Jack Abbott?
I knew nothing about Jack Abbott at the time. So I was replacing somebody, and I was on a show called All My Children, and Young and the Restless was opposite All My Children, so I never watched it. And so I kind of didn't know what I was walking into, and I was working with an actress named Debbie Morgan on All My Children, and I told her, I'm going to go audition for The Young and the Restless. She said, what? And I told her what I was doing. She said, oh my God, you're auditioning to play Jack Abbott. Run, don't walk.
Thank you, Debbie Morgan.
Thank you, Debbie Morgan.
Thank you, Debbie Morgan.
Thank you, Debbie Morgan.
Right. I was talking to somebody the other day. Who was it? Oh my God, from this show. They're like, I remember him as Cliff. And then I got to work, right? Like people know you as Cliff.
I still answer to plenty of people who call me Cliff. Still answer to plenty of people.
Do people come up to you still and say Cliff on the street?
Yeah, sure. New York in particular.
New York in particular. Right. This whole experience and being Jack Abbott and such an anchor of the show, when you look at the totality of it, it's got to be like mind-boggling when you think of what. I mean, think about it.
And when we are talking about 13,000 episodes, believe me, that's an insane number. You know, Law and Order, is at like 508 episodes.
But you've never told me, like, I don't want to come to work. You always enjoyed coming to work, right?
I love coming to work. I'm of an age, and I've been here long enough that I'm thrilled to say out loud, I don't have to do this anymore. I do this because I love doing this. I love
So there's never a day you're like, I don't want to do this?
No, there's never a day when I don't want to do this. There are evenings where I say, I don't want to learn any more words. I do have those evenings, but once I get to work, I love it.
Now, currently, Diane and Jack are having massive trouble because of Kyle.
Yes, they are.
Where do you think this is going to go?
I'm not at liberty to tell you that because the answer is coming very soon.
We're going to know.
Yes, it's coming very soon. Yeah, where this leads to, but it's there's a lot of tension there.
And then Kyle, is he really pissed at Kyle, or I still think they're working together?
You think he and Diane are working together?
No, Jack and Kyle are working together to bring down Victor. I know that's ridiculous, probably.
Well, I don't know. There's an idea. There's an idea. Michael, I think...
I'm no dummy. I've been watching 13K episodes of The Young and the Restless.
Haven't you?
If somebody said, how many? 12,982.
Exactly.
The legacy of the show with Bill Bell and what he created. When I was watching Michelle Stafford's 30th anniversary episode and the scenes with you and her, they are pretty incredible back in the day. The elevator scene when she's going to birth, the fight when they can't quite get it together, and she said she wanted that scene in there with you and her, and the breakup. There's a breakup.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that up there with some of your favorites, or like?
Yes. When I say my three favorite storylines, the first was when I first got to the show and I was working with Nikki. I had convinced her to marry me, and the plan was I would then go to Victor and say, "You want Nikki back? Give me Chabot back." And before that trade happened, Jack falls in love, and that was a fun story. The next was Michelle Stafford, was the least likely woman on this show for Jack Abbott to be with. And it worked amazingly. And my third is this resurgence of Susan Walters, the Diane. It's just been so much fun to create a relationship at this age. It's fun.
Okay, so I have one of my favorite 13K episodes for you. It was the one with you and Melody, where he takes the pills and get that episode
That was
is
great.
that's the Peter Bergman that I'm like, this is Peter Bergman at his best. Like that was
crazy stuff. Two actors, one episode.
it's a two-person play.
Wow. Yeah, I had 3 other shows that week.
Oh my God.
I taped 3 other shows that week.
What was that like for you to do that?
Insane. And the amazing Melody Thomas Scott was as amazing as I knew she'd be.
So does Mary Ellen watch the show?
Mary Ellen does watch the show.
Did she see that show?
She did see that show, and she was very pleased. Yeah. I was very pleased too, I must say.
Jeannie Cooper and other people that have, and Christoph and people that aren't here, what would you say about their legacy and being
What I
part
would
of this?
say about them is they taught me what a family this is. When we lost 2 treasured members of our family, it was palpable. It was in the air for weeks and weeks. It was a reminder, you are a family. You are part of a family, and this family is in pain. Yeah, it was really a powerful reminder for me of how important all these people are to me.
And what would you say to the fans who've stuck with the show for 13 episodes and continue to be interested in your work and interested in what happens to Jack?
I would say thank you from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
All right, thank you, Peter.
Thank you, buddy. Always good to see you.